let's get some more Q&A.
Would the Bears have won a Super Bowl if they retained Lovie Smith? Do you want to answer that, or shall I?
Would the Bears have won a Super Bowl in 2013?
I think she or the caller saying period with Lovie. I
At
don't
some
think
point.
necessarily the next season, just period.
Okay, so
It's a later answer for me, but I'll let you answer first.
So I'm gonna look at it like this. I mean, I tend to be a logical person. There's 32 teams in the league, so every 32 years you should win one. You should win one championship, right? You have 32 out of 32 seasons.
32 chances, yes.
Yes, you should be able to get that. Would the Bears have won a Super Bowl if they retained Lovie Smith? The numbers support at some point they would have won a Super Bowl. I don't think that him being there for however long it took would have led to a Super Bowl. Just on the face of it. I think they maxed out. Even though they had a winning record his last season with the Bears. I love Lovie. I mean, my favorite. Right. I don't think there's many Bears fans that don't love Lovie, especially, because he got us this number one pick. But to answer the question and faithfully, well, in full face, no, I don't think it was going to happen. Now with the players, now with the aging infrastructure we had, now with the players who were looking for a new voice, I guess, and it just didn't look like we were going in a direction to still ascend. The Packers had caught up to us. The Lions were catching up. It just wasn't going to happen.
So would they have won a Super Bowl with Lovie? If who was the GM then? This is before Pace. This was this Emery?
Yeah,
Emery was the GM. But the talent Emery brought in, no, Lovie, they would not have won a Super Bowl. In fact, I don't think they would have been. They would not have had the lows that they had with Trestman. 2013, they were 8-8. 2014, I think they fell to. I just know that was a brutal year when they gave up back-to-back 50 burgers. That wouldn't have happened with Lovie. I think the team would have been more prepared.
We were down 42-0 at halftime against the Packers.
Yeah,
after a bye week.
That would not have happened with Lovie. The 8-8 probably would have happened. Maybe they would have been 9-7 with Lovie. I think maybe he retains guys like Urlacher, Tillman. Even though they were aging, I think the Bears defense under Tress was brutal both years.
Mel Tucker.
Mel Tucker. I don't think we would have saw the defensive lows. Lovie was a good coach in his era. The NFL was turning. When we got rid of Lovie, the league was turning. There was more 11 personnel. Run-heavy teams weren't being as successful. The spread offense was coming in, 11 personnel. The offenses Lovie had and his offensive philosophy, regardless of coordinator, was we got off the bus running. Mm-hmm. I don't think the Bears' offense would have been dynamic enough to even be in contention. As you saw, the Texans with Lovie, they got us the number one pick. I believe they were 3-14. Mm-hmm. And the next year, now, in all fairness, a franchise quarterback makes a big difference, and C.J. Stroud is certainly that. But the Texans were just a much better team the next year under DeMeco Ryans than they were with Lovie. Mm-hmm. I think Lovie still kind of runs I think the game has passed by Lovie a little bit. Mm-hmm. So, no, I don't think the Bears would have won a Super Bowl. I don't think they would have enjoyed any more noticeable success if Lovie remained the coach after 2012. I don't think you would have seen any more success.
Didn't Lovie, after he got fired by the Bears, didn't he go coach Illinois? Or did he have a job in between that?
He coached Tampa Bay, then he coached Illinois.
Yeah, right,
then he went to the Texans. And he didn't have success in Tampa Bay either.
Nope. Just furthering that the game had passed him by. Yeah, because he was pretty brutal in Illinois. Pretty brutal.
Yeah. They showed signs of life at one point, and then they just kind of collapsed. And in last week's show, we mentioned things that we despise that Bears fans say or their phrases. I was reminded of two this week. Just the overall nostalgia Bears fans have for that Lovie Smith era. Yes, it was fun. There were some highs. You went to the Super Bowl, but at the end of the day, out of 9 seasons, you went to the playoff only 3. That is not a successful. Yeah, only 3 times did the Bears go to the playoffs in Lovie Smith's 9-year reign. That's not exactly successful, but Bears fans hold that era with such high esteem, very high esteem. Now, admittedly, there was a 9-win team and a 10-win team that did not make the playoffs, and a lot of times teams over 500 do make. But at the end of the day, there was 4 years under 500 or below. There was 3 playoff terms. And to add to that Lovie era, no, Charles Tillman is not a Hall of Famer. He is not a Hall of Famer. Stop this push every year. I love Peanut. Love him. Very good player. He doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame.
I said the same thing about a certain kick returner from Lovie's
I
era,
understand.
but
I know. But Hester dominated his position. I understand you don't believe kick returners belong in, but Hester was the best kick returner ever. Charles Tillman is not the best corner ever. He was never even the best corner in the league, and not even close. That's why he was only a 2-time Pro Bowler. In fact, if you recall that era, there were a couple times where you could debate if Charles Tillman was even the best corner on the team.
mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a couple times when we saw
Sticky Ricky was he had some good playoff.
Yeah, there was a couple times when Nathan Vasher played really good football. He went to the Pro Bowl over Peanut in that 2005 year. There was a Tim Jennings really good year in Pro Bowl year. There was even an R.W. McQuarters really good year. So, no, I can't get with Peanut to the Hall of Fame. Bears fans got to stop that. The Peanut punch was cool. He stripped a lot of receivers. He stripped a lot of receivers because they beat him. So sometimes he punched the ball out because he was giving up receptions. Peanut was very good in the cover too. I don't think Peanut would have been as successful in a system where you left guys on an island and man more. I think Peanut was perfect for the cover too and perfect for Lovie's system.
Yeah, Peanut made a career out of being in the right place at the right time. The year after Lovie, we went 8-8.
Yes, first year Trestman.
First year Trestman with 8-8. There was a lot of energy from the Bears that year. The reason was because we finally had an offense that was putting up numbers on the board. Yeah, that probably was not going to be the case if Lovie was still a coach.
It definitely wouldn't have, because Lovie did not believe in the same philosophy. Trestman had an idea of modern offense. He just was not a leader of men.
No.
That was the thing. But his offensive philosophy, he made very good use of Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall, Martellus Bennett, and Matt Forte. If you look it up, those guys had big seasons under that Trestman offense. And McCown came in for Jay Cutler, had a big season in his 5 or 6 games. They were 8-6 and on their way to the playoffs. I believe they were leading the division, and they absolutely blew the last 2 games of the season. Absolutely blew them.
True. Question: do the Bears make the playoffs in 2013 with Lovie as the coach? Remember, they were 8-8 and they lost in the week 17. I don't have to bring up how they lost.
Yeah.
But if you remember, they lost from blown defensive coverage. If Lovie was the coach, is that coverage blown, and do they make the playoffs?
I actually forgot that 4th and 1. That Aaron Rodgers, oh my God. Chris Conte, oh my God. You just brought up a traumatic memory. I actually forgot about that.
It still burns me to this day. To this day.
One of the worst. I can remember where I was when that happened. They would have made the playoffs if Lovie got to coach that final game. But they would not have made the playoffs if Lovie had to coach that final season. I don't believe the offense would have been as dynamic under Lovie.
No, they wouldn't. But defense would have been better.
The defense would have been better, but I think the law of averages, water levels out. They would have been 8-8, 7-9 because the offense wouldn't have been as good, but the defense would have been better.
Next question.